Okay, so welcome back to SwitchCorner. Today it's our weekly breakdown of some of our absolute must-buys from the US, UK, EU and AU Switch eShop sales. Now if you're looking for bargains, maybe check out our weekly Thursday edition. That one we keep everything, sub $10 or your local currency. This one today can be a little bit pricey and really definitely hurt the bank account. Now as always though, we're giving away two $10 eShop gift cards to enter this week. Leave a comment below with what was the first game system you owned and your go-to game. Mine, it was an OG Game Boy with Tetris and Super Mario Land. Shortly after that then as well, I think I got like the Mega Drive, an amazing system. Anyway, with that, I'll be announcing the winners from last week's giveaway as we go through this video. Hit subscribe if you're new here and love the Switch as much as we all do, and let's get started. Okay, so as always, check the lower left corner to see if it's going to be available in your region, and I'll also be putting the date the sale is available till. Today though, we're kicking things off strong with Ninokuni, Wrath of the White Witch. Now while it's not a huge discount, 40% is still decent when you factor in this is absolutely a masterpiece. Here you're going to be joining Oliver on an adventure inhabited by unique friends and foes alike in the hopes of bringing back his mother after a tragic accident. This is just simply a must buy as games go. The RPG mechanics are solid, the visuals better than most games out there. That's mainly thanks to the involvement of Studio Ghibli. The soundtrack stunning, and then the story, it's again better than most. You will not regret this purchase at all. So next up then we've got Trine Automata Collection. This one, it's a fantastic physics-based puzzle platformer where you basically join Amadeus the Wizard, Pontius the Knight or Sire the Thief through 4 great adventures. 4 games, 60% off. You can't really go wrong with this, honestly. I think it's fair to say just with like the main storyline alone, you're looking at 30 plus hours of gameplay. That's value for money right there. Thankfully though, this one excels in nearly every area too. A fun cast of characters, an interesting world, unique mechanics. There's like this RPG leveling up system, some fun battle mechanics too, and then finally fantastic visuals. On top of all that then as well, throw in online and local co-op as well. I like this one a lot. So before we do get to our first winner today, our cheapest game by far this week, it's well worth a look, but Neonwall. Coming in with 75% off. The concept is simple. You guide a ball through a maze of different coloured platforms. I reviewed this one like 2 years ago on the channel. It was an awful experience watching that video again just to do a little research for this. But one thing does stand, I really like this one. I know my description there sounded a little dull, but it's actually unique because it uses the IR functionality in the Joy-Cons and it basically turns them into light guns. Who doesn't love a light gun game? Here you're going to be pointing at the screen as you dual wield 2 like colour changing guns, and you're going to be basically matching the ball to the tiles that it's rolling across. Fail to match some, it'll slow you down, then some will even end your run. It's unique, it's not the cheapest it's ever been, but it's also a little while since I've seen it on that lowest price sale of like 80 to 90%, so I thought it's close enough. Look how cheap it is already. Alright, so our first winner, and the question last week was, what was your favourite Switch artwork? And that could be physical or simply a thumbnail from the eShop. This first $10 eShop gift card, it's going to Dao Lim, pointing out the artwork for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. That one, I gotta say, it came up a lot, and understandably so. It's gotta hold the record for the most characters in one piece of sleeve art, no doubt. With that though, winner 2 coming up. First though, of course, more games. Okay, so Sparklite next, coming in with 40% off. This one I really did enjoy it. It's combining, I'd say, like fast hack and slash mechanics with a clear soft spot for those, old school 2D Zelda entries. This roguelite though, it has a great little story that will keep you hooked. Basically here, Sparklite is the source of all power in this world. Evil's taken over it and they're intending to leverage it to corrupt the world. It's not original, but the cast of characters absolutely make up for it, and I enjoyed every moment of this one. Stunning visuals, amazing soundtrack, solid combat, a fun like upgrade and perk system. There's some really great boss moments as well, and then you can even play local co-op. Sparklite, it's getting a strong recommendation from me, and fans of just like an isometric adventure style, you should probably get a kick out of this one. Okay, so next up then, Koda Princess AX. Now if you don't know this one, it actually originated on the 3DS and it's found a new loving home on the Nintendo Switch. On the 3DS, I'd say it was a cult title, and I think that's pretty much going to be the same thing on the Switch, sadly. Mainly though, I think it's because the price was just way too much. Now though 50% off, it's absolutely worth you spending some time to take a look. Story wise, it's the usual, you know, monsters have taken over the land and you set out to clear it up with this princess who appears to be channeling like her best Princess Leia impression with her outfit. But that said though, the gameplay is great and it just combines some like light RPG moments with hack and slash beat 'em up gameplay. The twist here though, you can jump between the foreground, center and background what I'd call lanes. You're going to be combating those foes that stand in the same lane as you. It's heavily influenced by a game called Guardian Heroes and it does not hide that. It's fun though, it's relatively short, I will say, like 3.5 hours, but there is loads to go back for here. There's tons of characters to play as, there's leveling up to do. I really like this one, and I think this price point here, it just hit the sweet spot it needed. Now my pickup, I do this every week, I can't recommend it, but maybe some of you will want to join me for the ride. It's where I'm personally spending my cash, and yeah, let me know in the comments if I made a terrible choice or a good one. This week though, I'm going with Super Dragonball World Mission. This game, for me, it was priced way too high on release, but now 70% off, I'm in. This one, it's huge in Japan. It's a video game based on the trading cards. Nice graphics though, more than 350 characters, over 1,000 cards, online and local battle. I'm curious to see how it is, honestly. This will be my first Dragon Ball trading card experience, so yeah, if you've played it before, wish me luck. Alright, so one more game than our second winner. It's not the best racer, but I want to mention it, Gear Club Unlimited 2. When it came out, it had some serious issues. I'm not going to try and hide that, but I will say thanks to some heavy patchwork from the developers, it's absolutely up to a standard. You should be pretty happy at the current asking price of 80% off. Solid graphics, 250 races to battle through, 50 plus cars to experiment with, tons of customization options, and then local and online play. There is for sure better racers, I'm not going to deny that, and you can check out my top 10 racer video over on the channel, I'll link it at the end too. But for a realistic racing experience, you're going to be coughing up a whole lot more cash than this if you're looking at something like, you know, the Incredible Grid or WRC8. If you just want something to pick up every so often, or, you know, just a cheaper entry price, this is not a bad one to consider. If you look for reviews on this though, I just want to warn you, remember there's been that big patch and it is quite a bit different now, fixed controls, some fixed glitches as well. Also then I will say, if you're in the US, it's worth knowing the first one's on sale too for like half this price, pretty comparable in its quality too, so if you want something even cheaper, good luck there. Alright, so our second winner from last week, and it's going to Zelda N64 fan, what a great name, but he's gone a little more obscure here. Block Questmaster with a clean and classy look to its thumbnail. I have to agree though, sometimes simple can be the best, and the bold blue that kind of outlines this image with this one really does make it stand out in any library. Alright, so our last two games of the week, and my favourite too, but first up, Save Me Mr. Taco, a love letter to the Game Boy. This one, it's no doubt going to be an acquired taste down to its, let's say, unique visual style, but those that take the leap will find a largely unique puzzle platformer. Here you're going to be working your way through 6 different worlds, finding 50 different hats that all come with special abilities. You'll ink your enemies that turns them into platforms, and then yeah, you'll battle your way through dungeons, puzzles and quests. I really like this one, but I gotta say it's a bit of a time capsule for me personally, as I kind of basked in its glorious green visuals and the very much retro audio work. You're gonna know if this one's for you, but with 50% off, it is really good stuff. Okay, so last up then we got Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair, and it's absolutely stunning. Coming in with 33% off, this was the second entry for our heroes here, and it saw them making the leap from like a old school 3D platformer vibe to 2D, and what a great decision that was. It had a lot of tough competition on the Switch, let's face it, and I will tell you now, it can proudly stand next to your Marios, your Donkey Kongs, and your Shantaes to a certain extent as best in class. Incredibly tight controls, a fun set of abilities, a 3D overworld where you decide your path from which 2D level to take on next, and then the impossible lair of the title. It really is tough as nails, especially if you try and take it on immediately, because it's never locked away from you. You can always jump into it literally the first second you jump into the game if you want. I wouldn't recommend that though, don't do that, you will be crying. This is stunning though, I reviewed it over on the channel. I'm going to link it at the end of this video if you want to check it out, but don't even think about this one, just buy it as quickly as possible. And that's it, another week down. What will you be picking up this week? And is there anything I missed, anything you agree with, or anything you even disagree with? Drop a comment below with your first ever game system, console, handheld, PC, whatever it is, to enter that drawing for one of the two $10 eShop gift cards. Hit subscribe, join our growing family if you love the Switch as much as we will do. And yeah, I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.